Maybe start a love triangle. But she was also in love with Zhongli, and she didn't know what to do. This is most of the people watching this video. In love with Zhongli and Yae Miko. That is most of the people watching this video. Zhongli pregnant? I wonder what it'll do. He just killed his mother for no reason. The young woman comes back as a zombie and attacks them. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are having AI write us Genshin Impact fanfiction. We're gonna take some prompts from Twitch chat and from myself and just roll with it and see what we can get. Honestly, AI, it's kind of crazy the things they can do. Not really sure I'm the biggest fan of it, but it can do some crazy things, and some of the fanfiction they can write is insane. If you enjoy the video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton. I do this full time, and I'd love to see you guys back here. Now, let us jump right in to the AI-generated Genshin Impact fanfiction. Chat, if you guys have any prompts, let me know. We'll start with something simple, though. Write a Genshin Impact fanfiction. As the sun set on the city of Liyue, the sky was painted with a beautiful array of colors. The gentle breeze blew through the streets, rustling the leaves of the trees and carrying the faint sounds of laughter and music. It was a peaceful evening, and the people of Liyue were enjoying the last moments of the day before retiring for the night. But not everyone was enjoying the tranquility of the evening. In a secluded alleyway, a young woman stood with her back against the wall, her eyes scanning the area nervously. She was the traveler, a wanderer who had come to Liyue in search of adventure, but now she found herself in danger. Suddenly, she heard a rustling sound behind her and spun around, her heart pounding in her chest. She saw 3 men emerge from the shadows. Oh no. Their eyes gleaming with malice, they were clearly up to no good. The young woman knew she was in trouble. Monka TOS. What do you want? She asked, her voice shaking with fear. We want your money, of course, one of the men sneered. Hand it over and maybe we'll let you go. The young woman hesitated, her mind racing. She didn't have much money on her, but she didn't want to give it up without a fight. She also knew she was no match for these 3 men. Dude, where's the Genshin? Oh, we're getting to the Genshin part. Oh, it is so long. Wait, where were we? Just as she was about to give in, a bright light filled the alleyway, blinding the 3 men and causing them to stumble backwards in shock. The young woman looked up and saw a figure descending from the sky, its wings spread wide and its eyes glowing with a fierce determination. It was a member of the Liyue branch of the Knights of Favonius, a group of powerful warriors who protected the city from evil. The young woman felt a surge of relief and gratitude as the knights landed gracefully next to her, ready to fight off her attackers. The 3 men, realizing they were outmatched, turned tail and fled, leaving the young woman and the knight alone in the alleyway. The knight turned to the young woman and gave her a kind smile. Are you all right? The knight said. Yes, thank you, the young woman replied, still shaken by the encounter. I don't know what I have done without you. It is my duty to protect the people of Liyue, the knight said, but you must be careful, young traveler. There are many dangers in this world, not all of them can be seen. What does that mean? What does that mean? The young woman nodded, understanding the warning. Okay, that makes one of us. She thanked the knight again, and the 2 of them went their separate ways. The knight disappearing into the night, taking the victual of the city, the young woman now feeling safe. Okay. That was actually like really in depth. I want to get them to add a Genshin character though. Continue and add, who are we adding? Zhongli. Okay. I'm gonna let it write and then we'll read it. It's crazy how in-depth this is. The young woman's journey took her to many different places, and she met many interesting people along the way. But one person she met had a particularly profound impact on her. They said the thing. His name was Zhongli, and he was a powerful figure in Liyue. He was a member of the Liyue Advisory Board. He was renowned for his wisdom and strength. The young woman was immediately drawn to Zhongli's calm demeanor and his kind eyes, and she found herself wanting to learn more about him. As she got to know Zhongli better, she found that he was a man of great depth and complexity, a powerful fighter capable of defeating even the most formidable foes. He was also a man of great intellect and wisdom, and he was always willing to help those in need. The young woman and Zhongli soon became good friends, and she found herself confiding in him about her struggles and fears. Zhongli listened patiently, offering her words of wisdom and comfort. She came to see him as a mentor, and she was grateful for his guidance. One day, the young woman found herself in a perilous situation. Facing off against a group of powerful enemies, she was outmatched and outgunned. Oh no. And she knew she didn't stand a chance on her own. But just as she was about to give up, this traveler gives up a lot. And she gets saved, or they get saved, a lot. Zhongli appeared, his powerful weapon at the ready. Together, the young woman and Zhongli fought off their enemies, using their combined strength and skill to emerge victorious. The young woman was filled with her gratitude for his help, but she knew she found a true friend in him. From that day on, the young woman and Zhongli continued to adventure together, exploring the world and facing whatever challenges may came their way. They were an unstoppable team, and they knew as long as they had each other, they would overcome any obstacles. Okay, chat, what do we add in? Someone give me a Genshin prompt to keep this going. Maybe start a love triangle. Yae Miko joins the story in a love triangle. Will this work? As the young woman and Zhongli continued their adventures together, they met many interesting people along the way. One of them was Yae Miko, a skilled archer and member of the Liyue Shrine. Yae Miko was a fierce and independent woman, and the young woman was immediately drawn to her. Yae, in turn, was drawn to the young woman's kindness and strength. At first, the young woman thought nothing of their growing friendship, but as time went on, she began to realize that her feelings for Yae Miko were more than just platonic. Hoo la la, me too, baby. I want Yae to step on me. She found herself thinking about Yae Miko constantly and couldn't shake the feeling that she was falling in love. But she was also in love with Zhongli, and she didn't know what to do. This is most of the people watching this video. In love with Zhongli and Yae Miko. That is most of the people watching this video. She couldn't bear to hurt either of them, but she didn't want to hide her feelings either. Eventually, the young woman confided in Yae about her feelings, and Yae revealed that she felt the same way. The two of them were thrilled to discover their mutual attraction, but they were also torn about what to do. They decided to talk to Zhongli about it, and to their surprise, he was understanding and supportive. He told them he cared deeply for both of them, and he wanted them to be happy. In the end, the three of them decided to form a polyamorous relationship, and they set out on their adventure. That was a jump. They set out on their adventures together, happy and in love. They faced many challenges and obstacles along the way, and they'd always had each other to lean on, and they knew that their love would see them through whatever came their way. Okay, we have two ways that we could go. Either one of them dies, or one of them gets pregnant. What are we doing? We could also introduce a fourth, a love square. Zhongli pregnant? I wonder what it'll do. I wonder if it'll like freak out and think that like Zhongli's actually a girl and just like try to change the pronouns from before. Zhongli gets pregnant. Pregante. As the years passed, the young woman Yae and Zhongli continued to adventure together, facing many challenges and obstacles along the way. Despite the hardships they faced, their love for each other only grew stronger. One day, to the surprise of them all, us included, Zhongli revealed that they were pregnant. Yeah, it just went from he to they. The young woman and Yae were overjoyed at the news, and they immediately began preparing for the arrival of their child. They faced many challenges and difficulties during the pregnancy. They remained strong and determined. When the time finally came for Zhongli to give birth, the young woman and Yae were by their side, supporting them every step of the way. The birth was difficult, but in the end, Zhongli gave birth to a healthy baby boy. The young woman, Yae Miko, and Zhongli were overjoyed at the arrival of their child, and they knew that they would do anything to protect and care for them. They named their son Liyue after the city they had brought them all together, and they raised him with love and care. As Liyue grew, he inherited his parents' strength and courage and became a powerful and skilled fighter in his own right. Most importantly, he inherited their love and devotion to each other. We're retconning that last paragraph. Liyue, the child, kills the traveler. Kills the young woman, I guess, is what they're referring to them as. Yeah. As Liyue grew older, he inherited his parents' strength and courage and became a powerful and skilled fighter in his own right. Okay. Despite the happiness they shared, the world was not without its dangers. There were many powerful enemies who sought to harm them, and they constantly on guard. One day, they were on a mission. They were ambushed by a group of powerful enemies. The young woman, Yae, and Zhongli fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outmatched. In the midst of battle, the young woman was gravely wounded, and she knew that she didn't have much time left. She looked at her son, Liyue, and saw the determination in her eyes. She knew that he would do anything to protect them, even if it meant making an ultimate sacrifice. With her last breath, the young woman gave Liyue her blessing, telling him to do what he must do to protect his family. With tears in his eyes, he took his weapon and struck down the young woman, ending her suffering. Why did that ensure the safety of their family? How did that work? What did that do? He just killed his mother for no reason. Yae Miko and Zhongli were devastated by the young woman's death, but they knew that she had made the ultimate sacrifice to protect them. They vowed to honor her memory by continuing to fight for what was right, always standing together as a family. Dude, despite murdering his mother for no reason, they stay together as a family. They put her out of her misery like a horse with a broken leg. Zombies, dude. Okay, wait. Last one. The young woman comes back as a zombie and attacks them. After the young woman's death, Yae and Zhongli were devastated. They grieved for her and struggled to come to terms with their loss, but despite the pain, they knew they had to keep going for their son. They continued to adventure together, fighting against the forces of evil and protecting the people of Liyue. Despite their best efforts, they could not shake the feeling of loss and sorrow that lingered in their hearts. One day, they were out on a mission. They were ambushed by a group of powerful enemies. Yae and Zhongli fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outmatched. Just when all hope seemed lost, a familiar figure appeared on the battlefield. It was the young woman, but she was not the same person that they had known and loved. She was a zombie, her body twisted and contorted by the forces of darkness. She attacked Yae, Miko, and Zhongli with ferocity, her eyes glowing with a malevolent light. Yae and Zhongli were shocked and horrified by the young woman's transformation, but they knew they had to fight. They battled against the young woman using all their strength and skills to defeat her. In the end, they were able to defeat the young woman, but at great cost. Yae Miko was gravely wounded, and Zhongli was left to grieve the loss of the young woman once again. Despite their pain, Yae and Zhongli knew that they had to keep going for the sake of their son Liwei. They vowed to continue fighting against the force of evil and protect the people of Liwei, no matter the cost. Damn. Yae's dead, Traveler's dead, fucking Liwei is nowhere to be found, and now Zhongli's sad. Damn, dude. We need a happy ending. We're down 2. We need a happy ending. Zhongli meets a new girl from Genshin at Yae Miko's funeral. Zhongli's a player. He would do this for sure. As the year passed, Zhongli continued to adventure with his son Liwei, but the pain of losing Yae Miko never truly left him, and he found himself struggling to come to terms with her loss. One day, while on a mission in a far-off land, Zhongli received word that Yae Miko's funeral was to be held in Liwei. Heartbroken, Zhongli made the trek back to his home, determined to pay the respects to his fallen comrade. It's kind of more than a comrade at this point, but whatever. At the funeral, he was overcome with grief. He struggled to hold back his tears as he said his final goodbyes to Yae Miko, but he stood there lost in thought. He felt a gentle hand on his shoulder. He turned to see a young woman, another young woman, standing beside him. Her eyes filled with compassion and understanding. She introduced herself as a traveler from Genshin. She came back to life! And she told Zhongli that she heard about his loss. He was touched by the young woman's kindness and found himself drawn to her. For the next few days, he spent more time with her and found himself opening up about his pain and grief. Slowly but surely, as he began to heal, he realized he didn't have to face his pain alone. He could find solace in the company of others. And with the young woman by his side, he knew that he could move forward and find happiness once again. Dude, absolute banger. Absolute banger. This right here, this is the best Genshin Impact story I've ever read in my life. I kind of want to do one more. Write a fan fiction about traveler from Genshin Impact abandoning their quest to open a laundromat. As the traveler from Genshin wandered the land, they found themselves growing increasingly disillusioned with their quest to open the gates of the Seven. They had been on the road for so long, facing countless challenges and hardships, they were starting to feel burnt out and tired. Me too. One day while traveling through a bussin' city, I know it says bustling, the travelers stumbled upon a laundromat. They watched as people came and went, washing their clothes and chatting with one another. The travelers were struck by the sense of community and togetherness they saw in the laundromat, and they realized there was something they were missing in their own life. They decided then and there to abandon their quest and open the laundromat. Sorry, Teyvat, y'all fucked. We gonna wash some clothing though. They bought a rundown building in the city to start working and renovating, set to work renovating and refurbishing it. It was hard work, but the traveler found that they enjoyed the challenge and the sense of accomplishment they got from building something with their own hands. As the laundromat began to take shape, the travelers started to meet more and more people. They made friends with the customers and with the other shopkeepers in the city, and they found themselves feeling more connected and fulfilled than they had in a long time. They still missed their old life as a traveler, and occasionally they thought about returning to their quest, but ultimately they knew they found a new purpose and with a new sense of belonging to the laundromat. And for now, at least, that was enough. This is actually well written. Okay, the Fatui, is that how you spell Fatui? F-A-T-U-I. Attack the Traveler's Laundromat. The Traveler's Laundromat was a success as they quickly became a beloved member of the community, but their newfound success was short-lived as they soon found themselves facing a new threat. One day while the Traveler was tending to their customers, they heard a commotion outside. They rushed to see a group of Fatui agents attacking the city, their weapons drawn and their eyes filled with malice. The Traveler knew they had to act quickly to protect their friends and their community. They'd gathered their weapons and rushed into battle using all their skills and abilities to fight off the Fatui agents. It was a fierce and brutal battle, but the Traveler was determined to defend their laundromat and their friends. They fought with all their might, striking down their enemies one by one. In the end, the Traveler emerged victorious and their laundromat was badly damaged, in the attack. Undeterred, the Traveler set to work rebuilding and repairing their laundromat, determined to continue serving their community and protecting their friends. They knew that the threat of the Fatui would always loom, but they were not afraid. They were a skilled and formidable fighter, and they would always stand ready to defend their home and their loved ones. Traveler's sibling shows up to the laundromat and tries to get the Traveler to head back out on their quest. As the Travelers settled into their new life running their laundromat, they thought they had left their old life as the Traveler behind, but one day they received a surprise visitor who would change everything. Their sibling, who they had not seen in many years, showed up to the laundromat. They were shocked and overjoyed to see their sibling, but their happiness quickly turned to concern when they realized why they had come. Their sibling begged them to abandon the laundromat and return to their quest to open the gates of the Seven. They told the Traveler that the world was in great danger and that they only the traveler had the power to save it. The traveler was torn. They loved their laundromat and their friends in the city, but they also felt a sense of duty to the world. They don't know what to do, and they struggled with their decision for many days. In the end, the traveler decided to return to their quest. They said goodbye to their friends and their laundromat, promising to return one day. With their sibling by their side, they set out once again on this dangerous journey. As they traveled, the traveler couldn't shake the feeling they had left something important behind. They missed their friends in the laundromat, and they knew that they would never be the same again. They also knew, though, that they had a duty to the world, and they would do whatever it took to save it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. They sacrificed what was most important to them for the sake of the world. How beautiful. If you enjoyed this special video, the AI writing Genshin Impact fanfiction, in the comments below, let me know and give me some ideas, and then in the next video, maybe we'll use them. I'll take a bunch of ideas and we'll put it together and we can see what the best and craziest Genshin Impact AI generated fanfiction that we can get is. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and I will see you guys next time.